to the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host Jay and Simply E, hold on, getting ready to enter the J Spot, on Intellectual Radio.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all, thank you so much for allowing me to share a tiny portion of this evening with you as you ride home, help the kids with the homework. Yes, you all, they have homework. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, the teacher wanted the homework yesterday. Your son went to the schoolhouse telling the teacher, my dog ain't the homework. No, he got homework and he probably got a note in there because he didn't bring the homework back from last night. You know why? Because he was up in there playing that game. He got homework tonight. Guys, listen, thank you so much. Please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, like and follow us there, the J Spot Radio. You all, we have so much amazing content on YouTube that we don't have on Facebook. So definitely go around there and check us out. Subscribe and turn on the notification bells. Bing, bing, bing. Go to Facebook, like and follow us there. That's the J Spot. Go to Instagram, like and follow us. The J Spot. J is spelled Jaye for all three. You all, we have an amazing show lined up for you tonight. We have plenty of hot topics to get into. So let's get started. Now listen, you all. I want to start with this foolery like this. And I say, Lord, please don't ever let me come across a man that put it on me like this, that I'm still clowning after 22 years of us being broken up. Please, Lord, please. If he got some thing like that's going to make me act like that, I don't want it. Now, Jay, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about? I am talking about Vivica Fox. Listen, you all, the way Vivica Fox keeps having 50 Cent's name in her mouth after all of these years of them being broken up. Listen, I don't want it. If I don't want no thing like that, that's going to have me talking about you 24 years, 25, 30 years after you done kicked me to the curb, or I done kicked you to the curb, however they broke up. I don't want to have nothing. Listen, Lord, I don't want no thing that's going to have me acting like that. Now, I don't know if you all can relate to me, but listen, it's clear that after all of these years, now she can listen. Vivica A. Fox, I love you. You can say whatever you want to say, but that man put that thing on you and you still are having flashbacks and you are still remembering. You know, you still remembering. It's like every time she wake up, she get a sensation. She like, oh, 50, oh, 50. That's why she keep talking about him. Because if somebody scarred me like that and it didn't have anything to do with that thing, trust, I will never mention that brother's name again. Never. But if you did me like that, and then he put that thing, like, then you have no choice but to listen. Good. Can we just look? Come on, y'all. Come a little closer because I want us to have an honest conversation tonight. Now, listen. If man or woman, the thing is for either or. If somebody put that thing on you and it's that good, listen. It don't matter what they've done to you. You're still gonna talk about it. Now, it can listen. Drop an amen in the comments. Listen. And that's the type of thing I don't want. So if your thing is that good, you can keep that foolishness to yourself, okay? You can keep that foolishness to yourself, baby, because I don't want to be up here acting like that 60 years old and I'm still tripping out over some thing that I got when I was in my 40s. I don't listen. I don't want it. I don't want it. So all these guys they up here, yeah, he gonna put it on you. No. You can keep it. keep it. Because see, listen, at this point in the game where I don't have no time to be acting crazy over some thing. I really don't. I have more productive things to do with my time than to sit here and spaz out because I'm reminiscing over the time where he knocked my understanding out. I look, no, I don't have. And I really, you all, I really sympathize with Vivica A. Fox because it has to be hard. Like on all of these years, she has not found anybody else to come. Not that she hasn't had any options, but she hasn't had anybody to come and put another thing on her like that so that she can forget about 50 Cent's thing. So she ain't had nobody knock her out and just make her lose control like 50 Cent did. That's why she keep talking about him. And again, she did right. Vivica Fox got on here and she said, listen, she would tell her younger self to not date 50 Cent again or date any rappers. Listen, she had, she tried to clean it up at the end. That's why she threw in the, and don't date no rappers. But this is really, you all, about 50 Cent. It's really about 50 Cent. So again, if a dude come and you got, that's what you have to check they references, you all. You have to check their references and see how the ex, you got to see how the ex is acting, because if the ex is acting crazy, then 9 times out of 10 the thing is real good. I don't want to have no parts of it, because I just, you can't shake those people that's still fiending for somebody's thing. You can't shake those people. Those people, they just like the flu or pneumonia. It take a while for it to go away. So I'm saying it takes a while for people to get over these folks with this good thing. And again, I just don't want to be in the midst of that type of foolery. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I have too much to do in my life. I don't have time to be wasted, spazzing out over some good things. So again, you can bring the mediocre. I'll take the poor condition or the mediocre, because you know why? Now you may be saying, oh my God, Jay, what in the world? Because at least I won't be acting like Vivica Fox. When it's over with, I won't be acting like that. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Listen, that's the only reason why she keeps saying something about him, because she wants to, she reminiscing. Her mind may not be reminiscing, so to speak, but I promise you, Miss Pearly is definitely purring, just saying 50, 50, 50. That's what it's doing. So listen, 50. Go on over there and tap her for old time's sake, so that she can keep your name out her mouth, because that's the only way that she gonna stop talking about you. If you go ahead on over there and tap that real quick, then she'll, well, but don't put it, listen, do it bad, so then therefore you can erase all of the desire that she have for you to knock her upside down. So don't go over there and show out. See, that's the thing, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all, you all are up in here single, or you're dating and you're just seeing people and y'all putting on y'all best moves, and now you can't get rid of these folks. 50 Cent done went in there and done put on his best moves. Now he can't shake Vivica Fox. Now he can't get rid of her, even though they are no longer together. Amen. This woman still talks about him to this day. Now let me see if anybody's gonna be honest. Do you all have anybody that it's been a long time and you've broken up with them, but they put that thing on you so bad, you still seeing stars, you still reminiscing over the time that you've had with them, and it has been umpteen years ago, but you still cannot shake what they did to you? Is it anybody that is willing to admit, Jay, yeah, you ain't lying. That girl, she sucked my understanding. And I ain't been right ever since that girl sucked my understanding. I ain't been right. Jay, I ain't been right since that man, he set up that, he just knocked it from the bottom to the top. I have not been right. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I haven't been right since they did that. Because again, for me, if it's like that, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. You can keep all of that. Jay, why do you want them to keep all of that? Because I have more productive things to do with my time. I don't have time in my life to devote to going through good thing withdrawals. I just don't listen, you all. I don't want any parts of it. I don't want any parts of any good thing withdrawals. I like where I am in life. I just want to focus on what it is that I have to do. See, because when the good thing phase ends, now that's when people go crazy. That's why you have these people out here spazzing out. It's not because of, oh well, they did this particular thing to them. No, it's just the withdrawal. It's just like being a drug addict. And now you're going through your body is going through the withdrawals because you no longer are getting that thing. So now you don't know how to act. Now it's messing you up. You know why? Because you are going through thing withdrawal. So again, if it's that good, you can keep it. I want to talk to your exes. I want to talk to your last two exes, and I want to see who's still messing with you, what ex is still texting you, big head. Because you know why? Because that's gonna tell me what's going on. They not texting you to see how you doing. They're texting you to see if you gonna come on over there and put that thing on them. And if you got it like that, again, I don't listen. I want nothing to do with that. Cedric, you saying, why you telling all my business? You like, honestly, yep. Listen, y'all, you all know I am not lying. When that thing is good, no, I'm gonna say this. When the thing is exceptional, it has you talking about it 20 years after y'all done broke up. So that's the problem with 50 Cent and Vivica Fox. And it's her problem because clearly 50 Cent has, it wasn't, the thing wasn't off the chart for him like it was for her. So because she keeps mentioning him. So listen, Vivica, if you play nice, he might come over there, but then he like, no, because I see how she doing now. It's been 22 years and she's still acting up like this. He's like, I can't go over there and give her no shot because if I give her a shot, then it's going to rev up even more craziness and I'm not going to know what to do because she's still acting like this after 22 years. Again, keep that good thing. If you keep it, listen, you can keep it and all that you have to offer, you can keep all that because again, it's not worth, all of the pain that you're going to listen. It's too distracting. Just get you some mediocre thing and, call it, go ahead on and call it a day because again, with this good thing, this exceptional thing, I should say, when it's exceptional, you start acting crazy. So Vivica, I am so sorry that you are still dealing with this. I'm really sorry that, it's just not working out for you. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe try the rose or some people said at the rose, I don't really know what to tell her. But at this point, I just feel bad for her because Jay, why you feel bad for her? Because clearly she's still longing for this man and like he has absolutely no chill. Like he could care less. He could care less how she feels, what she wants, and he could care less about that. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, this brother right here. So that's why she'll be saying, well, I don't date 50 Cent, don't date no other rappers. You all, listen, Miss Vivica, all due respect, please leave 50 Cent alone because he's trying to move on with his life. He acting good. He got himself together. He don't need you coming up in here raining on his parade. I'm sure he done turned a couple of other folks out, so he don't need you, don't be sitting up there player hating because that, That sound real haterish when you're like, oh, well, don't date 50 Cent and don't date no more rappers. Vivica, that sounded a little haterish. I'm gonna be honest. I see you all. I'm honest. It sounded a little haterish, and I just, hope that she does a little bit better. Hey, pretty Tasha. Hey, T Cook. How you guys doing? But let me know. Drop in the comments. Am I lying? If they got some good thing, listen, it has you holding on to a relationship, whether it's the relationship is still actually in progress between the both of you all, or whether that relationship is just in one's mind. When they got that good thing and I put it up, look, have you over there just like, Lord, I know I should leave him alone. Lord, I know I shouldn't even be over here messing with this man. I know I shouldn't be over here. But I can't seem to let him go. I don't know why. Listen, you can stop right there. You can stop with the I don't know why. You know exactly why you can't let that man go. The Lord know why you won't let that man go. See, you don't want to go to the Lord and tell him, Lord, I can't let this man go because all the nasty, filthy things that he do to me. And Lord, Lord, I'm going to tell you, I like it. And I like it a lot. See, you're not going to tell the Lord that you like all these little filthy things that this man is over here doing to you. That's why you can't let him go. You're not going to tell the Lord that you love when this girl slurp your soul. And that's why you over there stalking her. And she back with her baby daddy. And y'all be getting mad. Oh, she back with her baby daddy. No, he probably slurping a little bit better. But you like the way she slurped your soul. Now you over here mad. That's why a lot of these guys, listen, I'm going to tell y'all. I got the secret to this. All of these guys that are over here that's saying, oh, what's the purpose of dating a single mother? They listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Come on, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all. See, all the 5 dudes that said that you shouldn't be dating a single mother and all this and a baby mama, all this. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why they have a problem with single mothers. Because a single mother slurped his soul away. Okay? And then she went back to her baby daddy and he big mad. See, now because he over there listen, the same thing like I just said with Vivica Fox. Now he over there going through withdrawals because he know that the way she slurped him to sleep, now she back over there slurping her baby daddy to sleep, and now he big mad. So now he figure like, oh, all women that got baby daddies, no, just say the baby mama that slurped your soul away and you haven't gotten over it. That's why you saying single mothers are not don't date single mothers, don't date single women. That's the same. That sounds just as crazy as the generalization that Vivica Fox made. Oh, don't date no rappers. Well, all rappers ain't from the streets. Now, a lot of them probably are, but all of them not. So it's not fair to generalize all rappers because you still over there fiending over 50 Cent. Them other rappers didn't ask you to put them in that ish. They did. Just like fellas, if you dealt with a baby mama and she done slurped your soul away and now she left and she went back to her baby daddy, or she found a new baby daddy and it wasn't you, now y'all big mad because you want her to come back and slurp your soul, but she's gone. Listen, bro. Hang it up, big dog. She gone. She gone. That may have been the best slurp of your life. That may be. But she's gone and she's not coming back. So now you found out that she back with her baby daddy. Now all of a sudden, see, yeah, that's all they be doing, just trying to No, it just didn't work out. It didn't work out for whatever reason. But see, people can't take that. People can't take the fact that you not somebody else's cup of tea. We got to get all crazy and get to bashing and all this. No, big dog, you just wasn't. Listen, you just didn't do it for her. You just did not do it for her. And we got to be okay with that. We got to be okay. We not everybody's cup of tea. So Miss Vivica and anybody else that is in position that, they done had that good thing on them. And you got to quiet the voices, because the voices in your head just be like, Who call him? Let me do something. You can't control it. You cannot control the thoughts like, who, oh, I'm about to go crazy over here. If I don't get a piece of this man, if I don't get a piece of this woman, I'm going to go crazy over here. You got to talk to somebody. And y'all got to be honest and admit when y'all go to talk to these people, a shrink. You got to talk to somebody up here so they can help you to figure out. And you may, listen, you may need to go to Thang Thang Anonymous. You may have to. You may have to go to Thang Thang Anonymous. And when you all go there, you got to be honest with these folks. You got to let them know, listen, no, I'm not here because I'm trying to get over some alcohol or some drugs or nothing. Even though this feels like this is an alcohol or a drug, but this man is a drug to me. This man tossed me back. Doctor, this man tossed me back some awful, and the doctor's looking like, well, are you? Oh, yes. Listen, I'm okay. But Miss Pearlie she ain't been tossed back like that since this man. And I'm just trying to come to grips because, I haven't come across anybody else that's been able to toss me back like that. You have to be honest with these people so that they can help you. They may be able to help you not focus on having your thing tossed back like that. Now, I will admit it probably won't happen after, overnight, but you all really, really need to consider talking to some professionals before you get on here and start doing like Vivica Fox just did. Because when I tell you I was secondhand embarrassed when she mentioned 50 Cent name, I was just like, now listen, I was ready for somebody else's name to come up. I really was. Cedric, you're saying they both admitted that they loved each other though. See, and I can respect that, Cedric, but this ain't about love. This is not about love whatsoever. This is about her missing and her still going through withdrawals of that thing. And this Miss Vivica A. Fox is a prime example and a good testament of why you should avoid. What she should have been saying is avoid that exceptional thing. Don't just say on 50 Cent. You need to avoid people that have this exceptional thing if you not gonna be with them. And if you're not their person and they're not your person, avoid these people. Avoid them, because if you don't, you're going to be sitting up here wishing on a star. 22 years later, 25 years later, you're going to be wishing on a star, wishing that you could just go back and see what can you do to just get a fix of that person just one more time. And that, you just want one for the road because you was not ready. I don't want it. No, sir. No, sir. Don't come over here. Let me tell you. Your thing resume will not be needed over here because, again, if it got her acting like that, I don't want it. Any woman that's seeing Vivica Fox's interview, listen, don't avoid him, 50 Cent, because Vivica Fox, she told you to avoid him. Avoid him because you don't want to be acting like she out there acting. That's why you should avoid him. Because if he got thing to make her act like that, there's a chance that he could have you acting the same way. And if you don't want that in your life, you know what? Maybe a good thing to just, to go ahead on, let it go. You like, listen, I'm going to go ahead on. You know what? I think she might be right. I'm going to go ahead on and tip past that thing. I'm going to go ahead on, because you don't have to make a believer out of me. I believe her. The way she up here acting, see me, I believe her. I believe everything she's saying. I believe everything that she's not saying, because I'm looking at how she's acting. And again, if his thing gonna have you acting like that, you might want to avoid it. Fellas, if her thing will have you acting like that, you might want to avoid it, because again, at this day and time, who really has time to be sitting up here going through withdrawals after 22 years? Who got time? Hey Rhonda, how you doing off of YouTube? Hey Batty. who got time to be going through withdrawal over some thing? Again, I personally don't. So if you got exceptional thing, you can keep that moving. Keep it moving, because I listen. I don't need those type of problems in my life. Hey Maurice, how you doing? I don't need good thing issues. So listen, Miss Vivica Fox, we are definitely, keeping you lifted and hoping that whatever this man did to you, you can go and talk to somebody else. So, talk to somebody so that they can help you sort out what's going on with him, so that you can finally kind of put it to rest. Because at this point, like, I'm just secondhand embarrassed for, his name to keep coming up in her conversations, in that type of light. That's just me. I'm like, when she said 50, so I'm like, oh gee, oh Lord. I'm like, oh Lord, there she go again. Oh Lord, oh Lord. And then he just as petty as he can be. So I would just leave it alone. Now listen, speaking of leaving it alone, you all, it has happened. It has happened. And what, Jay, what it? Listen, you all. An alleged affair, and I don't know if I have to still keep saying alleged because they just went to court for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. An alleged affair cost a TikToker, Miss Brene Kennard, over $1 million after her now husband, his ex-wife, sued Brene Kennard over alienation of affection. So basically, let's just break it down. Basically, Brene Kennard, she stole old girl's husband. And old girl sued her and won. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The side chick got sued and the wife, well, now ex-wife, won. What do you all think about that? Now, here's the thing. I looked it up, and it's only 6 states. It's about 6 states that still have the alienation of affection law on the books. It's only 6 states. So she sued, and she was in North Carolina, and she won. So here are the 6 U.S. states that listen, if your spouse is out entertaining somebody else, and that person, listen, now here's the thing, the alienation of affection. Your person didn't go on their own. They were seduced. They were lured out of the marriage. Even though, when you look at it, I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, that person still made the decision to step out. But alienation, the person, your spouse has to be lured out by someone else. And that breaks up your home, that breaks up your marriage, alienation of affection. So now they're not doing what they used to do with you. They're now entertaining and doing that somewhere else. So yeah, so in essence, a side chick was sued by the wife because the side chick stole the wife's husband, and now the side chick is no longer the side chick. The side chick is the new wife, which for me, I'm like, wait a minute. Like my sister say, you lying to me. You are lying to me. So wait a minute. I'm going to marry you after I stole you from your wife. And now I'm going to turn around and marry you. Now, I don't know about you all, but I'm a firm believer in that boomerang coming back around. If he was double dipping with you on his wife, that clearly they were happy, because with the alienation of affection, you have to prove that the person broke up your marriage. So clearly the ex-wife was able to prove that, we were happy. We were in a good state before this hussy came over here sniffing behind my husband. We were in a good place. Clearly she was able to prove that. So they were in a good place, and You stole this woman's husband. She has every right to sue. Now, my question is, if you live in one of these 6 states, and let me just tell you, so the states, and here's what it is. Currently, 6 U.S. states that currently allow alienation of affection. That's Hawaii. Wait a minute. No, it says Illinois. This is what AI is telling me. So I'm gonna have to double check because if I remember correctly, Illinois was not on there. But according to this online source, Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Carolina, South Dakota, and Utah. This legal claim allows a spouse to sue a third party for intentionally interfering with their marriage, leading to the loss of affection. Most other states have abolished this cause of action, with Indiana being the first to ban it in 1935. So again, the states are currently Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina, South Dakota, and Utah. So if you are married in any of those 6 states and you have someone intentionally interfering with your marriage, you can sue them for alienation of affection. But I just don't know, like, how I would feel about that. Like, I don't know. And I kind of want to know, what was the wife's thought process behind doing that? Because the only reason why I'm saying what was her thought process, because yes, this woman came in and, she came after your husband. She came strong after him, and she eventually got him. But didn't he have to go? And I'm not, listen, before you all go, Jay, whoa, I'm not condoning this at all. I'm not. So before we go jumping off, I'm not condoning it. All I'm saying is, didn't he participate? Didn't he know that he was married as well? So, you still went. So yes, even though this hussy set a trap for your man, he still walked into the trap willingly. So I don't know. Would you also we're here in Illinois. Would anybody, a married couple, would you take advantage if this were to happen? Would you ever take advantage of suing someone for alienation of affection? Because again, this young lady in North Carolina, she won over $1 million for her alienation of affection lawsuit. So, and of course, the little chick that, which is now the new wife, she's talking, had she been doing, first of all, let me tell y'all something. I truly despise when some women say, if she would have been doing what she's supposed to do for him. Wait, how you know what she's supposed to be doing for her husband? Stay out them folks' marriage. Stay out of people. How do you know what she doing and what she not doing? Well, clearly she ain't doing something right. He over here with me because you easy. He ain't kicking up all that dust with you that he kicking up at home with her. So, it's just both parties are involved. Both parties, to me, have fault in this matter. It's not only little Miss Huzzy, but the husband as well, because I feel like, you got the suit against the other woman, but what type of recourse does the ex-husband have? Like, what type of punishment does he get? Did you get a nice size alimony from him, or I don't know, like, what was the recourse? Would me in Illinois being married, would I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no. I just have to see how I feel about my marriage and the spouse at that time. Like, I would have to see how I feel. So I'm going to have to table how I feel about it, because you never know until you're in that situation. So I'm like, I don't know what this young lady was going through. Cedric, you're saying Illinois isn't one. I kind of thought that too because I did compare some other sources, but according to this source, it said that Illinois is, but I think that they stopped in Illinois some years ago. But Illinois, we're gonna put it's a possibility because listen, all these online sources don't always be right. That's why you have to always check it. But according to this one, but we're gonna just omit Illinois. We're gonna put an asterisk by Illinois. But it's 6 states, and this young lady, she was in North Carolina, and she did win for the alienation of affection. So again, would you be brave enough to sue someone for taking your spouse? Would you be brave enough if you lived in one of those states? Would you be brave enough to sue the side chick? The side chick. Would you be brave enough to sue the side dude if somebody stepped in and swooped up your boo? Rhonda is singing, she was a friend of mine. She left with my man. She lie, you dirty wank. Oh, see, Rhonda, listen, the foolery is real over here, Rhonda. See, you get me caught up in this singing, and I have to, start asking for an offering up in here because you said she was a friend. She was a friend of mine. This dirty wank. But now here's the thing. The husband was the side chick's content creating manager. So they did work together and they had a close relationship. So that's kind of how that whole thing started, according to the sources that we're seeing. That's kind of how those two got together. And then she was able to put that hoochie coochie woman juice on this woman's husband, baby. She's slaying them big nasty. Well, this is a family program, so I'm not gonna say what she's slaying, but y'all look up the picture. Her name Brene Kennard. She's slaying them some big nasty. Them things look like they ain't well. Nevertheless, I'm not gonna just bash little Miss Homewrecker because her dusty looking little husband too. I'm like, so looking at the new couple together, looking at them together, young lady that sued, and won. Good job. I'm glad that you stood up for yourself. I'm glad that you brought this thing out to the forefront, and I'm glad that justice was served for you because I'm sure that was a very traumatic experience, And again, here's the thing. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to be cheated on. Nobody wants to have their home torn up by somebody else, especially if you don't even know that y'all not happy. But this is where I'm just like, man, we have to do a better job with checking in with each other, because I don't think that a lot of people check the temperature of their relationships. They don't check the temperature of the marriage. Jay, what you mean by checking the temperature? Let's just check in with each other. A lot of times we focus on how we feel. Oh, I know I'm not happy, or I'm happy. But hey, you got to check in with your partner too. You got to make sure they're good as well. You got to make sure that if you're happy, they're happy. Like, again, we focus a lot on how we feel, but we have to, extend that olive branch and kind of check in from time to time and make sure the person that we're with, our husband, our wives, boyfriend, girl, we got to make sure that each person is happy, because again, you sitting up here walking around, baby, just like everything is all good. And guess what? He good morning queen and about 5 other chicks. He good morning beautiful about 20 other women. And then she over there, she receiving cash apps from 7 different dudes. See, look, see, it's already too much going on. So you thinking you happy, he thinking, because everybody spends a lot of time in their own world, but we don't really spend a lot of time checking in with each other, making sure that we are happy. Like, we got to make sure that we are our partners. are happy, making sure your husband happy, making sure that they're taken care of. And when these conversations do come about, or however you decide to do it, it's the time to be honest. Like, if some stuff ain't working right, if you're not happy about some ish, that's the time to communicate it. But I don't feel like a lot of people spend enough time doing that. So it's like, if you're not the type of person to check in with your partner before going and giving your attention to someone else, try checking in first. Like, try it's because it's so that's the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do is we can get mad at our person, or be upset or disappointed or push back from them, and then go and get with somebody else. You know why? Because it's easier. It's, a lot of people have a hard time trying to dig through and tackle the hard parts of the relationship. So it's almost easier. Oh man, I ain't trying to go through all that with her. I ain't trying to sit up here and be doing all this arguing with her. I ain't trying to. Well, why? First of all, that's the problem right there. Everything shouldn't be an argument. We should be able to communicate without it coming being an argument. Fellas, if she want to talk, listen, we know that you all hate that word. Ladies, and if you don't know this, listen. A man hates, this is his dreaded phase. He hates this phrase. We need to talk. Oh, baby, that's just like telling him he got to go to, listen. So please don't say, listen, that is, now fellas, if I'm lying, say, Jay, no, you got this one wrong. But that we need to talk is the kiss of death, baby. Men hate hearing, babe, we need to talk. Wait, listen, you'd be better off just going into whatever it is that you have to say. Therefore, they're not on guard, because the moment you tell a lot of these men that we need to talk, first of all, they either jump to the defense, or they're not listening. They immediately tune you out. But if you just go right into it, or find another way to let them talk, let them know that you need to talk, instead of saying we need to talk, then you'll be somewhere. But you start off that phrase, babe, we need to talk. I need to talk to you. Up, baby, that man done just shut down, and you can pretty much hang it up. You can pretty much hang it up, because this man, I'm gonna tell you, this man has checked out the moment you say we need to talk. So you have to find another way to say it. Like I say, for me, I feel like just you want to talk, just go right into telling him what's going on. So therefore, he's not on the defense. He's like, oh, she wanted to talk. Then you get to telling him about, how you feeling and what's going on. But that, babe, we need to talk. Oh, honey, listen, I promise you this, that day will never come when they come back and follow up with you and tell you, okay, babe, you said you wanted to talk. Let's sit down and talk. That's almost never gonna happen. Never. Almost never. Almost never. So if you got something you want to say, just say it. But a lot of times, you all, it's easier to go out and find somebody else. It's easier to do the behind the scene things. It's easier to have somebody else, to entertain somebody else, opposed to work on whatever it is that your issue is with your person. It's almost easier to do that, which is why I believe a lot of people, they definitely go for the cheating, because again, it's easier to do that. It's easier to go and just bring somebody else in, opposed to having a conversation with your person. So let's try that on. Let's, again, try checking the temperature with your people and see how they doing. Again, it's when you're in a relationship, both people feelings matter. Both. So you checking in and you know how you feel. Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. But you got to make sure he okay over here. You got to make sure she okay over here. You got to both make sure that you are both okay. But when it comes to this, baby, this alienation of affection, yes, baby, this chick, yes, baby girl sure did went inside and sued the side chick and successfully won over $1 million. Allegedly, she won this case of alienation of affection against the side chick in North Carolina. Now, listen, you all. This next, listen, this is just some craziness. I'm hoping that this is an AI video. I really hope it is because it's just not that deep. But the video is this boyfriend, a young dude, he loses it. He loses the piece of, listen, you know how we be like, Lord, I thank you for my health and my strength, clothes me in my right mind. The half of right mind that he had, he lost it when his girlfriend revealed that her body count was 42. Now, this is a younger, I think she was like 19. And she said, you know, she was playing a game with her friend and they were on live and they were talking about body counts. And she revealed that her body count was 42. And baby, her boyfriend heard it and he told the whole house up. He tore that house up and they ended up having to call the police because he was showing out and clowning because he found out that her body count was 42. And he was like, you know, calling her all kinds of names and stuff like that. Now, my thing is this. First of all, people, please stop doing, like, please stop. All your personal business is not everybody's business. It's not the whole world's business. It's like, yes, you are young right now. And I'm all for, listen, being young and living the moment. But you got to understand that one day, hopefully, you will have a family. You'll have a professional life. And you don't want all of your, you know, your young antics, I will say, or your dirty laundry preventing you from moving up and making certain moves in life. Everything is not meant to be revealed on social media. Everything is not meant to be talked about. Like, I'm not saying you should be, well, 42 and 19 and 20, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot. If I was an auntie listen, I would be wanting to have a conversation and wanting to know, honey, listen, okay, if you keep having friendly hoo-ha, it's not going to be worth much, you know, so, you know, pass it out sporadically. Don't go giving it all away like it doesn't mean anything. People say it don't mean anything because they want you to not value yourself so that they can get it and use you up and beat you up and just leave you in poor condition. That's just like when you let somebody use your car and they know it ain't theirs. What do people do when you let them use your car? They run it to the ground. They'll drive all through potholes and all through alley. Why? Because it's not theirs and they don't care. But when they get their car, they treat it differently. That's the same thing. That's the same thing with your pocketbooks, babies. You gotta keep that thing, and you gotta keep that thing in good condition, and don't be letting everybody get a turn and see what's going on with you. Because listen, these dudes, listen, at this point, you're gonna be, listen, you doggone it darned if you do. You got doggone darned if you don't. Jay, what you mean by that? You're darned if you sleep with them. You're darned if you don't. Listen, you'd be better off just keeping it to yourself and let them talk and do. Listen, they're gonna cheat whether you giving it to them or not. That's just free game. They're going to cheat whether or not you give it to them or not. So my thing is just save yourself the body count, save yourself the soul tie. Just keep it to yourself, because if they're going to cheat, they're going to step out. They're going to do it whether you give it to them or not. But also, it speaks to a bigger issue, your self-worth. Like some of these young girls, like, and I'm not even gonna say young girls, some people, period, because you hear a lot of older women and a lot of or a lot of seasoned women saying the same thing. Oh, I'm liberated. I'm liberated, so I'm gonna. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being liberated, but like at the end of the day, let's not make it seem like that thing cannot listen. Some of these dudes trying to put a black eye on that thing. They trying to knock the catalytic converter out, okay, of your thing. Okay? 42, that's too much. Too much. Too much. If I was your mother, closed in my right mind, I would be, y'all, no, I would be trying to ship you off to a monastery or something. I would be trying to ship you off to come become a nun or something. I would be, listen, sisters, but this one right here, she done had enough jangalang to last her a lifetime. I need you all to convert her, because she got enough jangalang, and she never get another jangalang in her life. She ain't missing out on nothing, because she done already had 42 jangalangs. She ain't missing out on jack. So listen, can you all get her and work with her? We're gonna need you to work. We're gonna need them to work with you, baby, because that's too much. To me, that says a lot about how you feel about yourself, your self-worth. When I hear young ladies carrying on, now some of you all may be saying, Jay, you stretching it with that young ladies. I'm gonna call her a young lady because that's a lot. That's a lot. And I get sad a lot when I see some of this stuff. So that's why I'm hoping that this was an AI generated video. I'm hoping that it was. But when you hear those kind of numbers, I'm just like, God, like, what's going, like, for me, I instantly think about what's happening at home. Something had, to me, that signals some type of childhood trauma has taken place in this young lady's life. That, to me, that's the first thing that I think of. Now, some people may go to, that chick, she just an H. No. To me, that signals something has happened. Something happened to her when she was a kid. And this is a byproduct of something happening to her. Rhonda is saying, yes, he has some responsibility as well. 42 is way too many at 19. It's a lot. A lot. But again, instead of me thinking that, she's the H word, to me, that clearly says something has happened, because you don't just, how do you rack up? You got more bodies on you than you have life, than you've been on this earth. That ain't cool. I hate the narrative, and I know hate is a strong word, but it's heartbreaking to hear when you hear a lot of the younger ladies out here and they don't want to talk to women that are older than them, because they feel like women that are older than them, they just hating because they old and they washed up. And I just feel sad when I hear that, because I'm just like, yo, so you don't have a auntie, a grandma, a mother. You don't, there's no woman in your life that you can call on that's going to love on you, that's going to nurture you, that's going to tell you the right thing to do. Here's the thing. The right thing to do, it's not always going to be pretty. You're not going to always want to hear. And this is what a lot of, listen, if any young ladies, young people, period, under the sound of my voice, listen, when a person, an older person is giving you game, stop looking at it as though they hating on you. For what? Why would somebody older, why would an older woman hate on a younger woman because an older dude is saying, oh yeah, because these old, me and her age don't want them and this and that. Well, they're entitled to feel that way. But for me, I think that that's a mental illness, because how are you an older dude and you totally despise women your age because, oh, because they bitter and they been through all that? Then what are you? Like, so that'll come later on in this conversation. But I hope that young ladies can find older, because you need it. Like, I can't even imagine not having the older women that I had in my life coming up as support, as examples. I couldn't imagine not having my grandmother, not having my aunts, not having my mom, not having, all the other women that were close in my, I could not imagine not having those type of healthy examples for women, not having those type of examples on how I should carry myself as a woman, how I should carry myself as a lady. A lot of that is missing today, because a lot of the young ladies feel like older women are hating on them. And again, it's heartbreaking to hear that, because I'm just like, man, to me that says you don't even have anybody in your family that you can confide in, that if something did happen to you, like, nobody's out there to listen to you. Nobody is out there to understand you and try to help you and put you on the right path. Let me say this, young ladies, older women are not jealous of you. I mean, they're not. Like, listen, there are some exceptions, again, to every rule, because if you come across an older woman that is not happy about where she is in her life, then you could get some static from that type of older woman. But I want to say, for the most part, older women are not jealous of younger women. A lot of older women are trying to put you up on game and trying to instill in you some things, because they see the path that you're going down. So had you listened to someone that was older telling you, baby, this probably ain't you living too fast, baby. You going too fast. You doing too much. Slow down, honey. You wouldn't have 42 bodies at 19 had you been listening to an older woman that was trying to tell you something. But instead, you want to look at, or you want to let social media influence you, and you want to let these posts influence you and make you feel as though older women have some type of vendetta against young women. And I just want to say that, like, that's not true. Like, listen, I want to talk to, listen, my nieces, I have a son, but my baby nieces, my baby girls from other mothers, they call me and we talk. Because here's the thing. I'm the voice. I'm just going to sit back and I can listen, because I'm not mom, but I can give you that good game. I can tell you, listen, this not, and again, and when I talk with my young babies, I got young babies from mothers, they like all over, like they just all over, because I love them. And I will just say this. Listen, I'll listen to where they are and I let them all know that I refer to them as you new people because they knew, like you new people, you all do things differently. And I understand where they are today. And I also understand what was going on yesterday. And I say, now listen, if you do this, it ain't gonna work out too well for you, tomorrow. It's fun today, but when you go to reaping the repercussions of your actions, that's when you're gonna find out you shouldn't have done that dumb ish. So I'ma just put it on out there and you make your decision and you choose you wisely. Now here's the thing. When you go out there and if you mess up, I'ma still be here. Now, but I cannot promise you that I'm not gonna say I told you so. Now that I will let them know. I'm not gonna promise you that I didn't say I told you so. Because listen, I'm petty, okay? They know all listen. They know they auntie, the friend, the guy auntie, they know I'm petty. So we're going to have that petty conversation. But if you're a young lady and you don't feel or you don't have any woman, older woman that you look up to, my heart goes out to you and I'm hoping that you can, find listen, inbox me. I'll talk to you because like I want you all to like I want everybody to win. And when I hear and see stuff like this, especially with the way that the world is with every, young women being exploited in the music, in the videos, everything is about, wrecking up these bodies. So everything that these young women have to see today tells them to go give it away. Listen, what you have is nothing special. Young ladies, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. You are special and you deserve to be treated special, but it starts with you first. Because if you don't respect yourself, then nobody else is going to respect you. Yes, he can get mad if, so you trying to, so you ain't giving up. Well, why you ain't giving up? You done did it before because it's mine and I decided I'm not giving it up no more. I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to do it to you. I don't want to do it to nobody because it's mine. That's bogus. Listen. Let him go head on. Because guess what? He gonna go anyway. Whether you do it to him or not, you can't keep these, listen, giving that thing ain't gonna keep these people around. Let Auntie tell you that it's not gonna keep people around. Auntie is not jealous because you giving this old, listen, my auntie, God rest her soul, my Lord, my auntie, she used to tell us, listen, y'all better not be sitting up here going around with these old men, letting these old men jug the youth up out of you. That's what my auntie told us. You letting these old men jug your youth up out of you. I didn't want my youth to be jugged up out of me. So I'm just like, you know what? What Auntie was saying was law. So we went on everything that my auntie was saying. Listen, and we still refer to that ish today because she was right. You let these old men, and listen, young ladies, y'all see them. Y'all see the same older men that's sitting up here saying, oh yeah, I don't date no woman my age. Yeah, because she see through all that high cholesterol and high blood pressure. She see through all that. Now, some of them probably the cause you having high blood pressure and high cholesterol. But she see through all of that bull junkie. Young ladies, any older man that you hear specifically saying he doesn't date older women or he don't date women his age, to me, that's a red flag. Because to me, that says that he scoped you out simply because of your age. If a man and an older man and a younger woman, if they organically just met, and this is somebody that, he just somehow was attracted to, then I would say, okay, I guess. But for older men that specifically target and go after younger women, I think it's something wrong there. And there's a guy, he posted on social media. He said this, and this made so much sense. He said, you'll never see a 40-year-old man looking for friends amongst 18-year-old boys. He sees them as kids. But somehow when it comes to girls, suddenly she's mature and she's wifey material. Make it make sense. I feel like this man, he summed it up perfectly. He summed it up perfectly. Again, he said, you'll never see a 40-year-old man looking to be friends with an 18-year-old boy. Right? But because he sees an 18-year-old boy as a friend. And think about it. That's really a true statement. How many 40-year-old men do you see hanging out with 18-year-old boys? They don't, because they feel like they're kids. But when it comes to the girls, suddenly an 18-year-old girl is mature and she's wifey material. So the 18-year-old boy, he's not going to make friends with the 18-year-old boy. He's not going to hang out with the 18-year-old boy because he feels like the 18-year-old boy is immature and he's young and he doesn't have anything in common with that 18-year-old boy. Right? So how do you have something in common with an 18-year-old girl? How make that make sense? Yes, young girls mature faster than young boys, but she has not matured enough to be able to deal with a 40-year-old man. So again, for you old dogs that's out here, draining these young girls' youth, and trust me, I promise you, ain't no hate. Listen, ain't no hate over here. Ain't no hate. I'm petty, but I'm not a hater. Big difference. Petty, but no hate. You old dogs that's out here circling on these girls and just manipulating them out of their youth. Shame on you. I just hope that you don't have daughters that some old son of a gun your age come and do the same thing that you're doing to these young girls. I hope that you don't have somebody out there preying on your daughter, because that's exactly what a lot of these men, these older men, are doing. They are preying on these young women, and that's so unfair. It's so unfortunate. It's like you got to watch your, because listen, let me have had a daughter and you bring a Bama my age home or older or in my age range, I'm going to poison him. That's what, and you never gonna see him again. You gonna be thinking that you got ghosted. Yes, because he done met his maker. He done went home and he done had a sugar attack. You know why? Because I pumped all his insulin medicine out. You're not gonna come over here with all that old foolishness. You're not. You're not gonna come. Listen, cougars and all. Listen, I like your son. He grown enough to make his own. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, baby. I will run you over. I don't play it. Listen, come over. Listen, mess with any of mine. And I'm going to look. Okay. You're going to be like, dang, Jay, now why you have to flip? Because I told you to stay over there, but you thought it was easy over here. Now look what happened to you. Because I told you, don't come over here sniffing around nobody over here in this camp, but you thought it was sweet. Now look what happened to you. See, now you upside down. Now you need a feeding tube and you need help because you're upside down. Because I told you to keep that bull junkie over there, and you thought it was sweet coming over here messing with these young people in my life. We're not going to be doing it. Again, is that hate? That's not hate. That's just warning you to stay over there, and don't nobody got time for this. So young ladies, listen, 42 bodies, too much. 42, listen, too much. If you don't have an older woman in your life, man, please try to find one. And I really, maybe, listen, maybe go to a church, but listen, now you got to be careful. Look, okay, you got to be careful because everybody that's in these churches ain't of the Lord. Okay, so you got to be very careful, but then you got to be careful for the sheep that's outside. You just got to be so careful, and that's why I'm just like, man, I just hate it's just so much. I'm like, it's really heartbreaking that our people, our young people, our young ladies are like this. Jay, you keep saying young ladies. Yes, they are young ladies. You listen, okay? Just because they hoo-ha, done been a little bit too friendly, I don't want to put them, I still don't want to call them up out their name because they still young, and we want to try to get to the bottom of why they're like that. But again, I don't believe that a young woman that young having a body count like that, I don't think, I know that there's some childhood trauma associated with that. And then there was another video where the young lady, she was like, a beautiful young princess. And she's like, she loves to, be involved in train like activities. That's what she's about. She's like, she loves that. And I'm just like, as I'm looking at her and as I'm looking at her talk, I'm just like, again, my heart is just melting to pieces because I'm just like, God, what happened to you? Nobody protected you. That's what I instantly think. Nobody protected you. Now this has been a custom. So instead of you being the victim, now you've changed that type of situation around, and now you feel like it's something that you're willingly embracing. But it's so, again, it's so heartbreaking because our young ladies are out here suffering and they're being taken advantage of, and there's nobody there to protect them. Society is pitting us against each other. So society is making young ladies think that older women, seasoned women, are hating on them. So therefore, if something happens, now you feel like you have to keep everything to yourself because I ain't finna go over here because they ain't finna be doing nothing. But hey, let me say this. Correction is not hating. You listen, you new people under the sound of my voice. Stop thinking that correction is hating. The Bible says, whom he loveth, he correcteth. So if you're being corrected, then that means somebody is taking an interest in you and they care about you because they see that you are on the wrong path and they want you to get on the right path. So they're taking their time and trying to redirect you in the right way. So stop thinking that just because somebody is saying something against your behavior and you don't like it, stop thinking that at all. Correction is not hate. Correction is just that. Correction. We can't, listen, you can't correct nobody on nothing because, listen, even these older folks don't want to be corrected. Get your old behind somewhere and get yourself together. Like, seriously, you should not be out here acting like these young people. You have to listen. Where is the example? You look at these people on these social media and on these reality shows, and they're out here acting, some of them worse than the new people. And listen, this is some couple of them I saw jump over these tables. And I said to myself, now I know as soon as them cameras stop rolling, she's somewhere trying to take an Epsom salt bath, or she putting some pain patches on her knees, on her back, on her, because at a certain age, listen, I already know what's hurting on you. I can look at you and tell, yep. Her spine is hurting. Her L7 is hurting. Her torso, her scapula is hurt. I can tell what's hurting on you. Because the way you up here acting a clown, I know something hurting on you. Young ladies, find you a reasonable older lady, but you need an auntie that you can trust. You need a grandmother, a sister, somebody that you can trust. And again, I think a good sign to let you know if they you can trust them is if they're telling you something of value, if they're giving you some information. Now, you may not always like it. Again, you may not always like the information that you're getting, but if a person is taking their time out to tell you something of value, just sometimes just slow down and listen, because a lot of you all are just moving so fast, living so fast. It's just like, whoo, child, what's the rush? Like when again you hear young lady 40, 19 with 42 bodies, you're just like, well, dang. Like, I mean, we're like, girl, what were you like? Shoot. You going like, are you going somewhere? Is this a race? Is it a marathon? Like, what possessed you to do that? But again, I think that a lot of the times it comes from because it's some childhood trauma and some things have not been addressed, and now you're acting out in a way that, in an intimate way, that because you're trying to mask the hurt from what happened to you in your childhood. So you all just kind of be mindful of that, because again, it's so much going on with, and please, fellas, don't take this ish lightly. Again, if you are with a chick and you see some signs like that, you gotta, sometimes those are not the chicks that you can be in a relationship with. And young ladies, I'm not saying this to bash you. I'm saying it because there's no reason for you to get with this guy and then you destroy him in your season of, dysfunction, because you're hurting. So you haven't even healed from those things that are, that you've been through. So you're not going to do anything but come and destroy something or somebody that's in your life until you heal what your issue is. You're going to break somebody that comes into your life, and vice versa. With a man that's not healed, a young man, older man, if you're not healed, you're going to break whatever comes into your path. So sometimes, we got to just take a, just take a chill and work on what's going on here and what's going on here. And until we know that we're in a good place and we're not making toxic decisions, then would be a good time to move on. But as long as you're making toxic decisions and reckless decisions about your own self, your own body, don't go trying to get in a relationship with anybody. And please, 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 please do not be having no kids in these type of situations. Lord have mercy. You all, a lot of times you all have these kids in these toxic stages and you end up damaging the kids. So heal. Talk to some people. But listen, this I'm liberated. Listen, find some other ways to be liberated in. Get, running your body count up should not be considered liberating. Find something else. Listen, make $1 million, make $500, make a form of business. It's so many other different things that can be done that will be liberating, opposed to you living recklessly and not, as Mark is saying, as Cedric is saying, knowing your inner worth. If you're not knowing your inner worth, then you're going to behave in this type of way, and then you're going to think that when people say something against that behavior, you're going to think that they're hating it. They're not hating, they're just trying to get you on the right path, because they see that you are making a lot of moves that's not really going to work out well for you in your future. So definitely, again, be mindful on that. Young people, older people, most older people are not hating on you when they are trying to correct you or trying to show you a better way or tell you a better way. You're not being hated on. And it would behoove you to listen to some of this. And then young ladies especially, please be mindful. And again, be mindful and be aware of these older dudes that only target going after younger women. They're going after younger women for a reason. And you old dudes that's with these young chicks, they with you for a reason. And it's not because they see some oh yeah, he can. Yeah. They look the same uh the same feeling that you have against women your age. These young chicks feel the same way about you, but you can offer her something that maybe these other guys can't. And it's not the schlong dong, okay? Because listen, they getting these younger ones out there, and listen, they turning them younger ones, they turning these young girls upside down. So all this stuff that you're old behind, you ain't got nothing on these young boys. The only thing that you can offer this young chick that she want to be with you for is for what you can do for her. And that's the only reason why you want to be with her, is because you want to be with her, because you want to take advantage of her and use and suck up her good youth. And then you put her out there when you feel like she too old. Now she done got old, she washed up. Be young ladies, be mindful of these dudes that's she washed up. She washed up. Be mindful of dudes that talk like that, because again, to me, that will symbol you don't have any good intentions towards me. So you not with me for me. You're with me because of my age, and you're looking to either control me, manipulate me, or just use you up and then toss you back out there. So be very mindful. Like I said, it's a lot of toxic messages and unhealthy scenarios that are being and agendas, unhealthy agendas that are being pushed, and we're pitting each other against each other. Like, people that are talking like that, like, just go get some help, go heal and go get some help. Because again, like the man said, if you are a 40-year-old dude, and if you will not go out and make friends and find 18-year-old young boys to be friends with and hang out with because you feel like they're too immature, why would you go out and find an 18-year-old girl and then you say she's mature and she's wifey material? You see the hypocrisy in that. It don't make sense. So make it make sense. But again, people have the right to choose whatever it is that they want to choose. But I look back and I say, you know what? Some people have some unhealthy choices and some unhealthy taste, when it comes to their relationships and what they're trying to pursue once they get to a certain point. But again, an older man, sir, you need to be with somebody your own age. You really do. You really, and it's shame on you. Again, you all, for those that say, oh, older women, you may say, oh, you older and you bitter. And honey, do this look like the face of somebody bitter? I just love young people, and I don't want to see young girls being taken advantage of. That's the part I just don't want to see that happen. And I know it's a lot of stuff that goes on in our communities that are not talked about. I know it's a lot of molestation, it's a lot of incest, it's a lot of things that are going on in our community, and people sweep that ish under the rug. This stuff is happening to these young girls, a lot of these young, and listen, and your boys too. So you have to be mindful, because when they turn out a certain way, again, that's the first thing I think of, is what happened to that baby. What happened to them when they were younger? And a lot of times, listen, I'm willing to bet on this. You talk to some of these young people that got all of these bodies and that's just doing all this reckless stuff, and talk to them, and let's go back to the beginning. I can almost guarantee you something happened to them early on in life, and that's why they are where they are. So instead of exploiting these young ladies, old men, don't do that. Don't we? I mean, we're not doing anything but destroying our communities because you're taking advantage of somebody that something has already, something toxic and something horrific has happened to them. And now they're in their coping, they're trying to cope with what's going on or what done happened. Jay, I know you're not sitting up there justifying. I'm not justifying ish. I'm trying to explain why they doing what they doing, why you need to be grown. Your good and grown behind should not be over there sniffing, trying to say, oh, well, shoot, let me get a piece. Let me get a piece of that. You should not. Shame on you, you old dog. You need to be like Mister. He died on top of me, you old dog. If you over there taking advantage of these young girls and you know all of this crazy stuff is going on with them, may your thing fall off before you even get to enjoy any pleasure. Ooh, may your old thing just fall off and you don't get to even complete the do because you over there doing wrong, you old geezer. Now, speaking of old geezers, you all, tonight we're talking about, should women propose? That's right. Listen, 2025. You may say, Jay, listen, get with the program. We doing something new over here. Look, listen. Y'all want to be new independent women. Y'all want to do this new stuff, but yet you want traditional values. Listen. Okay. Yes. I look, before we get, I'm so sick of some of these dudes. It's a lot of dudes. It's about 5 or 10 of them throughout the whole social media stratosphere. And some men actually feel that because women want to make the same amount or be paid their worth in the workplace, that if they're desiring that, then then what's the problem with you stepping up and asking a man to marry you? What's the problem with you being the breadwinner? What's the problem? Wait, so, and I didn't understand, and I still don't. I don't understand. So, fellas, if a woman is doing the same exact job that a man is doing, is it fair that she make less than he makes and you all are doing the same job? Now, some men would jump on my post and say, see, that's that feminism stuff. I'm not a feminist. I'm really not. I'm an equal opportunity trash talker. I'm going to talk some trash a little bit this direction. I'm going to talk a little trash that direction. And we're going to all just talk some trash together. But when you're talking about the workplace, if she's doing the same job that you're doing, she should get paid the same amount. If she's doing a better job than you are, then she should be making more money than you. That's just point blank. Because listen, the other people, because we as Black people, we got a problem with other people make more money than us and they're doing the same exact job, or we're doing a better job, but we not making the same money because of the color of our skin. The next time you speak against a woman making less money than you because she a woman, just think about that. Listen, I don't like when other people make more money than me because of the color of my skin. So I shouldn't be on that type of foolish bandwagon saying that women should not be making the same amount of money that men make if they're doing the same exact job. Okay, I'm done with that. Today, do you all still believe in the institute of marriage? Or is that, Jay, that's so played out? Like, marriage, I see so many posts. Marriage, what does marriage benefit men? What marriage doesn't benefit anybody? Sir, who hurt you? That's always the first thing that I say. I think, again, I always, when I hear I don't know why, when I hear negative comments, I always think that somebody has hurt them, because a person that's happy don't go to the negative is not your first stop. Like, it's really not your first stop. Like it really isn't. It really is not. It's not the first stop. But I'm just like, who hurt you? But do you all still believe in the institute of marriage, or is that in today's society, is it played out? Is it no longer worth getting married? Because see, here's the deal. I would say that marriage, again, when we're looking at the institute of marriage, institute, it's a business. So a lot of us, we get caught up in the, oh, especially as women, we, listen, the wedding day, and, oh my God, my dress is going to be this way, and I'm going to have all these people here, and this amount of people going to do this and this, and, that's what a lot of us get focused on. But we're not really focusing on the work that it's going to take to put in to that marriage. So it's just like, okay, we're down for it for the day, but then after that, what happens after that? Are we still excited after the vows, and when we've taken off the dress? Are we still excited about that? Are we ready to put in the work? And I think a lot of times, a lot of people are not ready to put in the work. We're going, we like the ceremony and we like the ideal of the marriage, but are we willing to put in the work, knowing that, again, man, it's gonna be it's a lot going on over here. It's a lot to deal with, and it got to be discussed. Like, we got a lot going on over here, and people are not talking about it, because again, we're looking forward to that day. Baby, that day has us captivated, and we gone from there, the wedding day. But after that, when the eyelashes come off, the wigs come off, everything come off, are we still believing in those vows and what we said before the people? Because again, when you accept that, it's just like, okay, here we are. But I think if a lot of people really focus on what marriage really is, opposed to just that day, I think, to be honest, I think a lot of people would not get married, because they will realize that it's a lot of work. And if you're not prepared to do the work, Jay, what kind of work? Being there for, like, listen, being there for your spouse, being a helpmate, building this ish together. Like, we're one. Like my favorite singer, R.I.P. Frankie Beverly, we are one. We are one. But it's like today, it seems like people don't go into marriages thinking we are one. I'm going to do my own thing. Wait. You got to stay single. Stay single until you get that ish out your system. But here's the thing. Should women propose to men? Fellas, are you a man? Would you accept a proposal from a woman? She got down on one knee. Babe, you my man, and I love you, and we've been going through this thing. I know we've been going back and forth and everything, but I feel like we finally in a good place. Would you be my husband? Fellas, would you accept that? Would you want a woman to propose to you? And would you accept that said proposal? If a woman proposed to you, would you accept that? Now, ladies, listen. Jay, get with the time. It's 2025. Don't come talking all that. Okay. I'm going to talk it anyway. And this is just my opinion. My call the wedding off opinion. That's it. I listen, I didn't make it because I looked and I said, oh shoot. And and I had to change of mind. So I backed on up. I backed that 18-wheeler up, and I said, oh no, not today, Satan. Not today. You won't be And it's not because I don't believe in marriage. I just didn't believe in that particular partnership. So I, did myself and him a favor, and I just, just listen. I just like the little engine that could. This engine couldn't. So this engine just went on because this engine already listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, and I was honest. I said, okay, here's the thing. Are you gonna listen? No. I'm gonna talk. See, I was still talking back, and I knew I was gonna talk back. I said, "Oh yeah, this brother right here. I'm not listening to him. I'm not. I'm talking back. I'm gonna be the head over everything." And I knew at that point, all those things. I'm just like, you not ready to be a wife. You not. You trying to go in there. I was gonna put my foot down. He was gonna have my baby. You know what I'm saying? So all that crazy ish. I'm just like, just talking out, running off at the mouth. And I said, you know what? This is not gonna be fair to do. I'm not. I can't do this. Like I'm not gonna do this. So that's why I was just like, this particular setup, it wasn't for me. And it was the best decision that I ever made because, then he was able to live his truth. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that bull junkie another time. But he was able to live his truth. So now I'm figuring that he's happy. But again, marriage is very serious. It is very sacred. And I just feel like, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies chime in, but I just look at it like this, that if I'm asking him to marry me, he didn't choose me. I chose him. And that's not the way, for me, it's already out of order. Now, there have been some women through the years that said, Jay, there's one particular lady, she was like, Jay, I proposed to my husband and we still married today. She might be married, but he's just existing. Baby, he walks through life just like he don't have an opinion. He don't have, and I'm not saying that will happen in all situations. It's just this particular situation that comes to mind for a lady that told me that she asked her husband to marry her and they're still married. Yeah, you chose him, but I think that he gives off the vibes and he gives off the looks, in my petty opinion, that if he could go back to the day where she asked him to marry her, he would say no. That's just the vibes that I get. But again, I'm petty. That's in my petty. Now, I'm not saying humble. That's in my petty opinion. That's what I think. LaJuan is saying, I don't think I would feel the same. I understand that times and things have changed, but a woman asking a man, ugh. So that's coming from a man. LaJuan is saying, no, he not on board with a woman asking a man to marry him. Again, I just think that he didn't, to me, that would say he didn't choose me. If you have to ask him, you're choosing him, but he's not choosing you. So some fellas may say, well, Jay, a man want to feel like he's chosen as well, where you're chosen because if she accepts the proposal, then you've been chosen as well. But it's to me, that sets the tone for the whole relationship. It sets the tone for the marriage. Because here's the thing, if I propose to a man, I'm going to want him to take my last name. I'm going to want to get him pregnant. And I'm going to want him to have my baby. Since we changing roles, I mean, like, you putting me in position to be the head. Ladies, it doesn't take all of that. In my petty opinion, it doesn't take all of that. If it's you getting antsy about, listen, it's been a year, 2 years, and he hasn't asked you to marry him, and then you go and you talk with your girls and you all have this bright idea. Girl, I'm just going to ask him to marry me. Don't you listen? Listen, listen, listen. And some people, some men that are on board with this, they gon' they gonna come, they gonna come for me. It's okay. Come, listen, make sure you come for the women in your family too when you come over here. But when you ask him to marry you because you're antsy after 2, 3 years, to me that's saying he didn't choose you. Like, you're not the one for him. He hasn't found his person. Because here's what I know about men. Once they find their person, if you are their person, I promise you, you're gonna know it. You're not gonna be having to ask yourself any questions. You're not gonna have to go through all of these type of strings as far as proposing to him. Because if you are his person, a man that when you are his person and he is locked in with you and he is team you, he's not going to risk letting you get away. He's not going to risk somebody coming and scooping you up because you his good thing and he want to hold on to you. He's not going to risk that. So you're never going to have to worry about being in position of proposing to the man that has chosen you, because he's going to choose you and he's going to wife you if he chooses you. But if he doesn't choose you and you propose to him, he didn't choose you. LaJuan, you're saying don't get the brother pregnant with your last name. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. I'm gonna do it to him. He ain't doing it to me. See, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm gonna be the head of the house. You gonna have to listen to me. You gonna have to do everything that I say to do if I propose. Because again, you put me in position to take on that leadership role, and so in petty fashion, I'm not gonna have do anything. Now, some people are saying, CJ, it don't have to be all like that. Women propose to men all the time, and then they still take the lead. But is the man, is his role being emasculated when the woman proposes and he accepts? Is he being emasculated, or are you one of those people that say, no, Jay, he's not being emasculated? She saw something she wanted and she went after it. Men like that. Men want to feel special too. This is a little bit more than feeling special. Like, this is to me, in my opinion, this is changing the trajectory of the marriage and of the relationship and the order of things. Oh, please don't tell me you are on all those gender roles. A man is the husband, a woman is the wife. And a man is supposed to choose his wife. And if he has not chosen you, then you are not the one that he's checking for. It's just as simple as that. You can call it gender role, you can call it tradition. Listen, some people would be like, listen, how you gonna say that also now y'all want to have tradition, but you had a baby out of wedlock, but that ain't tradition. Listen, true as that may be, you had a baby out of wedlock. So what are you? So is she not supposed to grow? Is she just supposed to say, oh, well, I've had a baby out of wedlock. Let me just make all bad. Let me just keep on making decisions that are not right and that are out of order. Or do you say, man, yeah, I done had that baby. Let me go ahead on and get my ish together. I can't be out here popping out these babies like this and I ain't got no husband. I'm not nobody's wife. Let me go ahead on and get it together. See, that's the problem with some of you all. Some of you all get stuck, and then you think that people are supposed to get stuck. I'm not even going to say having a baby out of wedlock is a bad decision, because some women have intentionally chose to do that. So if you're making a decision out of order, Does that mean that you have to live your entire life out of order? Or do you get to say, okay, you know what? It's some things that I did that I want to tighten up on. Let me go ahead and tighten up on that, because now you know better, you do better, you're older, you're wiser, whatever it is. You don't have to stay on the same path of making decisions that are not conducive to your well-being and your better future. You get a chance to change. Do not let these folks sit up here and make you feel bad because, oh yeah, I had a baby out of wedlock. So what? Am I supposed to keep having babies out of wedlock? Am I not entitled to make better decisions? Oh, well, why you didn't make a better decision before you had the baby? Because it was the decision that I chose to make, to have a baby at that time, and I don't owe you not one god dang on explanation. But I'm gonna give it to you. Cause you're pressing me, cause you're stressing me, and you're ticking me off. Why? What? Y'all can't stand the heat when it's in. Listen, nobody cares about that, because she popped the baby out. The baby's done grown on up, and they living their own best life, and we living our best lives. Somebody say amen to that. So yes, so now yes, she had a baby out of wedlock, and that was not in order. So now she done took care of her responsibility, and now she's back in order. Amen. We gonna do that. Yes, she was out of order. Now she back in order. So yes, she can get her husband to propose to her, because now she has made the decision to live in order. So whatever she did before she wanted to be in order, now she back. So just because you out of order and you made decisions out of order in the past does not mean that you cannot get yourself together. That's why it's called getting yourself together. Some people got it messed up, like having a baby out of wedlock. I'm not condoning it. Not condoning it at all. But I'm not going to condemn it and make it seem like, oh, that's just the biggest fall from grace. You done had a baby. And I'm not saying it because I had a baby out of wedlock. My baby is 27 years. It don't matter how old they are, it's still a baby. Yes. You know why? Because I chose to, like R. Kelly was saying, keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. Let me quit playing. Let me get myself together. And now I get back in order. And now here I am. So that's why I can tell you, you can get back in order and you can get yourself together. And you don't have to listen to what these people are saying. If the man did not choose you, if he's not proposing to you, he didn't choose you. He didn't choose you. And that's just that. He did not choose you. So if you getting down on one knee and you asking this man to marry you, always think in the back, because you're going to always be thinking in the back of your mind, Dad, why didn't he ask me? Because you were not the one. But he accepted because you put him on the spotlight. And some men not going to tell you, because they don't want to break your heart. They don't want to mess up their good thing. But guess what? He's still going to be out there looking for who is for him. KJ is saying, yup, she should if she deemed him perfect for her. I've been saying this for over 10 years. Women do. 98.99% of men do, but propose to a man. So, KJ, I think that's just your opinion, because the other men on here are saying that they don't want the woman to propose to them. Because again, if you wanted her to propose to you, why didn't you propose? If she was the woman for you, why don't you propose if she's that woman for you? It's just like, why would you not propose? Like, if she's that chick for you, propose. Laveria, hey, Miss Vera, how you doing? She says, but that is not God's way. And then she said, amen. Yeah, we got to get stuff in order. Like, we not doing the right thing, and people are so scared, She also said, you don't have to stay in the past. You don't. But the way social media has things set up, they have it like, if you make the wrong decision, you got to keep making the wrong decisions. If you living on, you've done things that have not been in order. Like, oh, now you gotta just stay out of order. What kind of foolishness is that? That's why I'm so glad you all are not God, because these folks will have you living. Listen, keep on riding the foolery train. They gonna have you on the foolish train for the rest of your life because you scared to pick yourself up and make better decisions, especially with this social media today. The way they are dragging single mothers through the ringer, baby, you will think that, oh, once a single, oh, I just gotta be there. I got, like, that's the biggest fall from grace. Like, you can't have a kid or some kids and then decide, okay, I'm gonna get myself together. I don't care how many kids it is. Now I can get at any point, I can decide to get off the foolish train and get myself together and now start doing what is best for me and start making better decisions. At any point you can do that. At any point. Fellas, you've been out here popping off all these kids with all these chicks. At any point you can get up and say, you know what? I'm done making these foolish decisions. I'm going to get on up and I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better by my kids, and I'm going to get myself together. And guess what? I'm going to get me a wife that ain't now one of my baby mamas. But guess what? I'm going to propose to her because I saw wife in her. Why you didn't marry one of them chicks that you had kids with? It's easy, because he didn't see any of them as a wife. Now, why wait and take all of that time? You got to ask them people that long to figure out what you want and where you are. Why do it take that long? You don't have to ride the foolish train forever. Okay, so if you've made foolish decisions, at any point you can say, okay, I'm back. I got myself together. I'm finna stop playing these games. I ain't even be out here playing these games like this. I'm gonna go ahead on and get myself together. And at any time you can get yourself together. You don't have to worry about what these people are saying. But ladies, listen, if this man does not propose to you, you are not who he checking for. I don't care how many kids you done have for him. I don't care how long you've been with him. If he does not propose to you, he is not checking for you. You are not the one. You are not the one, because again, when a man finds somebody that he don't want let it get away, he's going to have you. He's going to show you that he wants you in his life. That's hands down. You ain't got to ask Google, Chat GPT, or Gemini. The man gonna show. Should women propose? No, you should not. No. Oh, why are you giving me? You single and you giving out bad from? See, that's the problem. That's why y'all ain't gonna never get married. Say what you want. Say what you will. Ladies, if you want to know that that man has chose you, let him propose. Let him take the lead. And if you don't like where things are going, then again, this is a conversation that you got to have with him, and maybe it's time for you to exit. Miss Vera is saying, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Absolutely. And I'm going to finish it off, and obtaining favor with the Lord. That's what he does. But we're trying to find the good things. We're not the hunters. Women, we are not the hunters. So let these men do what they're going to do. And again, if it's not moving in your direction, you just not the woman for him. And I don't say that, I'm not saying it in a callous way. I'm not saying it in a hard way. I'm just saying it in a way where we can receive it, so that we don't be putting ourselves in position to keep wasting all of this time. Because it's like, again, why am I finna sit up here and keep on having all these men, this man, all his babies, and he ain't proposing to me? That's just like the young lady, Jaye, one of these new young ladies. She spent 10 years with this dude and had 2 babies by him, and he just broke up with her because she wanted to get married. And he said, She's not wifey material. But he gave her 2 babies, but she was not wifey material. So they broke up after 10 years. Don't let that be your story. And if it is, don't let it continue to be your story. You got to take control of your life and your future. Don't go pressing this man. Don't go giving this man no ultimatum. Because guess what? If you was who he wanted, he would have you. Should women propose to men? In my petty opinion, absolutely not. But at the end of the day, do what works best for you. But me and mine, if he don't find me worthy enough to ask me, Jay, will you marry me? Then guess what? I'm cool over here. I'm cool over here on this happy, abundant, making better decisions train. Guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. That's the Jaye Spot Radio. Go to our Facebook page, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot. Go to Instagram, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot Radio. Jaye is spelled Jaye for R3. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. Good night, you guys. Good night, good night, good night. Ladies, don't you dare get on your knees and ask this man to marry you. Better knock that nonsense off. Good night, guys. Thank you. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, guys. Thank you.